Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about fragrance samples and discounted websites for fragrances. I know that a lot of people are now getting into their fragrance journey and they're starting to build collections, and you're wondering where everyone is getting their fragrances from and how they're able to afford so many. A lot of people, including myself, do shop on discounter websites. And that is just because it's smarter. Now, I know that there are some people that don't want to, or they prefer not to shop with discounters. They prefer to pay retail straight from Macy's, Nordstrom, Sephora, Neiman, whatever. And if that is what you prefer to do, by all means go ahead. But if you judge people from buying from discounter websites, please move along. There's no judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone. I just want to share the information that I have and help other people build their fragrance collections. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, fragrance discounters, they do not sell, I'll say most of them, do not sell non-authentic or fake or replica fragrances. These are authentic. These are just fragrances that have been sold to the discounters at a wholesale price most of the time, and now they're selling them to us at a discounted price. And that's really all it is. A lot of people think that, oh, the fragrances on discounters are expired, or they're fake, or they're old, or there's something wrong with them. No, that is not the case at all, and that's a big miscommunication within the fragrance community. Even with all the research and all of the information out there, there are still some people that believe that, and again, to each its own, do what you prefer. But again, this is a judgment-free zone. I'm just here to share the wealth, aka the information. So I do want to talk about samples first. Now, when you're getting into building a fragrance collection, you want to sample as many fragrances as possible because you want to get a feel of what you like and what you don't like. I personally, a lot of us in the fragrance community do blind buy a lot. It's not something that I'm proud of, and honestly not something that I'm ever going to stop doing, because I have had such great success with blind buying fragrances. I've had a couple fails, but I mean, Mercari exists, the fragrance groups on Facebook exist, and so if there's something that did not work out for me, I post it on Mercari, I post it on the Facebook groups, I sell it, or I give it away to a family or friend. Now, I do not recommend blind buying. If you're like me and you really don't care because you know you're going to get rid of it anyway, like somehow, go ahead and blind buy. But I personally would recommend for other people to sample first, especially if you don't know what you like. And you can usually, and back in the day especially, department stores gave out samples after buying something, or you know, you could go to the counter and ask for samples. Some of them still do, but not really. I haven't had the best luck getting samples from department store counters, but that's fine because I ended up smelling most of them while there anyway, with multiple trips. So I kind of know I don't necessarily need samples, but you can, there's a trick. So if you like and follow Macy's, Dillard's, Nordstrom, stores like that, if you follow them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, there will be ads that pop up that will have, like, sometimes they have sample boxes, and there will be like 6 different fragrance samples in the box for different fragrances, both men and women, sometimes strictly men, sometimes strictly women. Those samples will always look like this. This is Miss Dior, and the sample will be about that big, and it'll be a collection of them. Not all of the time do these pop up, but it's definitely a way to get fragrance samples and explore. Now, the way to sign up for these is if you like those pages, if you follow them on social media, there will be an ad that pops up that literally says, and I'll post like a screenshot over here, but it will say, you know, claim your free samples or sign up for the sample box, get this shipped to you for free, something like that. And you sign up, you put your information in, your name, address, email address, and you hit confirm, and then they send them out. If you find a Soap Host ad as well, they always have fragrance samples. A lot of my samples I've gotten from them, they take quite a few weeks to get to you. I've experienced anywhere between 3 and 8 weeks for a sample to get to me, but it's fine because once I order it, I forget about it, and then boom, it's like a little surprise in my mailbox. If you're shopping on Sephora, I don't know if Ulta might do it, but I know for sure with Sephora, if you're shopping, you can sometimes purchase or add like the free samples to your cart, and they'll send them out to you. But there are a couple of websites that I do want to talk about for samples. First one being fragrancenet.com. Now, fragrancenet.com is not just good for samples; they're good for full size products as well, extremely discounted. FragranceNet is the first place that I shopped when I got into my fragrance journey, and they always have like a 35% off or 47% off coupon. So definitely a good place to start when you're getting samples, or even if you're gonna go ahead and completely just full out buy fragrances. And then next site I want to talk about is Micro Perfumes. Now, Micro Perfumes was getting out there when I first got into my fragrance journey about 3 or 4 years ago, but there weren't many reviews on it, so I was really hesitant about purchasing, so I never did. But now that they have been in business for a couple of years, I've seen many reviews and posts about people getting samples from them. So they are a trusted source, and their prices are really decent. They have niche, they have designer. Definitely check them out as well. And then you've got Decant X. Now, Decant X, it's designer, niche. I'm pretty sure that it includes celebrity fragrances as well, and celebrity fragrances are like Ariana Grande, Beyonce, Mariah Carey, Britney Spears, but they are a good decant site. Now, if you're new to perfumes, if you're new to fragrance, then decants are basically, they're not necessarily samples, but they are where brands or decanters, and you can find a lot of decanters in the fragrance community as well, Facebook groups, Mercari, Etsy, but they buy atomizer bottles that are about yay big. I'm actually going to show you an example when I get to this next website, but they're about yay big, or depending on the size that you chose, they basically take that bottle, they take the fragrance bottle, and they spray it into the atomizer, or they spray it into the sample bottle, and or decant bottle, whatever you want to call it, and then they ship it out that way. So it's not actually a sample straight from the brand, but it's from the fragrance bottle there itself, and that is a good way to purchase fragrances. Decant X, I've never purchased from them, but I've seen many reviews on them. My favorite personally is this next website that I'm about to talk about, and these samples, they're a bit up there in price, but I want to talk about ScentSplit, because ScentSplit is my favorite, is my go-to site when it comes to fragrances, because I am at this point in my fragrance journey, I have sampled, tested, smelled all of the designer fragrances, and I'm kind of designered out. I don't want to sound like a fragrance snob, but I'm getting more into niche fragrances, and I've stopped buying as many designers. So ScentSplit was the first website that I purchased on to sample niche fragrances. Now, I've made 2 purchases with them, I believe. the rest of my purchases have been complete blind buys, but I purchased from them first because I wanted to. I had heard reviews about Italica and Lyra by Zerjoff, and there was a sale going, and I was in the fragrance groups and I was asking for reviews because I was about to blind buy, and everyone was commenting saying, do not blind buy these fragrances, get samples or decants first, because there was so much like back and forth about whether or not they were good fragrances. I always say fragrance is subjective. So I went ahead and I purchased those 2 samples as well as 3 or 4 others, and I'm glad I did because Lyra was not giving what everyone else was getting for me personally, and then Italica, it was interesting to say the least. But these are the 2 milliliter decants. This is La Capitale. This is by Zerjoff. This is one of the other samples that I got outside of those 2. I actually finally have the full bottle, but this is about how much came in it. It was filled to the top, but I've sprayed it a couple times. So Scent Split is up there again in price, but definitely recommend it, definitely worth it. Also sampled Angel Share from them, as well as Initio Absolute Aphrodisiac, which is on the wish list to get, but definitely recommend purchasing from Scent Split. And then we've got Twisted Lily and Lucky Scent. They are mostly niche fragrances as well. Scent Split is niche fragrances. You're not gonna find all of them on there because MFK's fragrances are not listed on that website, but Twisted Lily is great for samples and decants as well. Mostly niche, I'm pretty sure, as well as Lucky Scent, but they have decent prices. I think Twisted Lily's samples are like $5 for 2 ml. I'm gonna double check that and post it on the side or in the description box, but definitely recommend checking out them. And then you got Max Aroma. Also, all of the websites that I've mentioned, or most of them at least, also sell like the full fragrances. They're not necessarily discounted, because I know Twisted Lily and Lucky Scent, they have sales and they have discount codes, but they're not really discounted, so to speak. Max Aroma is another site that you can get not samples per se, but more so travel size fragrances. So it comes in like a 10 milliliter travel case, and it has obviously the fragrance inside of it, but it's a great way to sample fragrances. Definitely the subscriptions, Scentbird, and there's another one, I can't think of the name of it, but if you can find subscription sites or perfume fragrance subscriptions, I would sign up for those, especially if you don't want to go full out and buy complete full bottles, because fragrance collecting can get a bit expensive. It can get up there in price, so I would definitely recommend those for samples. And then again, like I said, if you're in fragrance groups, if you are on Facebook, I would recommend joining fragrance groups, because a lot of people decant their fragrances and ship them out to other group members after they pay for them. Some of them even ship them out for free if you become friends with a fragrance member in the community. They'll ship them out. Or sometimes I have purchased a fragrance from somebody else in the fragrance community and they ended up sending, I got a small bottle of Jo Malone, this one, Wood Sage and Sea Salt. Absolutely love that one. And then I got the Nemat Amber Musk. I think it was Amber Musk. It's not Amber Musk, it was the White Musk. I'm looking at it, but I can't see, so. But those are definitely ways to sample fragrances and figure out what you like and what you don't like before, and instead of blind buying them. and paying full price. Even discounted, it's, yeah. Also, so those are samples. Now let's talk about the actual discount sites. So I've already mentioned FragranceNet, and I can't say that Max Aroma is discounted. They have a lot of sales like all the time, but I can't say that they are discounted. But they're definitely a good site to find them for cheaper on at times, depending on the fragrance especially. But for discount sites, one of my favorites is Our Fragrance. I'm gonna regret, like, I want to gatekeep this website, but literally everybody knows about it. If you don't, you should. So you're welcome. But Our Fragrance is one of the best discounted websites I have ever come across. The prices compared to retail, you literally cannot beat it. I know that MFK BR540 retails for $325 if it hasn't gone up since the last time I checked. That is on Our Fragrance for, I think, $200. You cannot beat that. That's $125 off. Initio's fragrances, they retail for $375 plus. When they are in stock on Our Fragrance, they are on there for $180, $140, depending on. Parfums de Marly retail for $275 plus. On Our Fragrance for $90, depending on the size. I think that's typically the 1 ounce. Or $150, $140, $170, $180. Prices amazing. So my number one favorite discount site. But then you've got Joma Shop. Now Joma Shop, I have not personally purchased from, but everyone talks about them. I've been on the site shopping a few times, handful of times. I haven't actually checked out and purchased because I always found a better price somewhere else, or I didn't really necessarily feel the need to make a purchase right then and there. But I do plan on getting some from them. I know that they have a lot of Arabian fragrances for a really good price, so when I purchase, I'm probably going to purchase from them. And there are also like Tiziana Terenzi, I think that's how you pronounce it, like the Kirk fragrance. Always a good price on there. So I would definitely check them out. I'm not sure if they have samples or travel sizes or anything, but their fragrances are typically really discounted as well. And then you got the E-Discount perfumes. I haven't purchased from them either, but I have thought about it because I was looking for a refill of Angel Share and Albert Brandy by Kilian, and they have them on the website for $140, $150 compared to retail. Definitely when it's time to refill those, because his Kilian's fragrances are refillable. So when it's time to refill those, most of them anyway, that's definitely where I'm gonna buy my refills from. Even just full presentation fragrances, definitely lower price than retail. Pretty good price for all of them. So that's for E-Discount perfumes. I am going to list all of these down below. Next, you've got Gift Express, and Gift Express is, I haven't purchased from them either, but I've heard a lot of reviews, great reviews, people with great experiences. They have niche and designer, I believe. Yeah, they definitely have niche and designer, and they have really good prices too. I had not purchased from Gift Express because when I first came across it, it looked a little sketchy, I'm not gonna lie. But I ended up, that was when I was first getting into my fragrance journey. And as the years have gone on, I've seen a lot of people purchase from them and post about them. So they're on my list to purchase from as well, so that I can give like my personal point of view on those. And then last but not least, that I want to talk about for at least now, perfumeonline.ca. This is a Canadian website. They do ship from Canada, but shipping is not really that high. I think it's like maybe $10. But it's definitely a great website. They have a wide variety of fragrances. All of the websites I've mentioned, except for like Twisted Lily, and Lucky Scent have a wide variety of fragrances, but FragranceNet, Perfume Online, Our Fragrance, wide variety of fragrances for sure. Our fragrance does not have Arabian fragrances, that's one thing, but Perfume Online is also a great place to get Arabian fragrances from, as well as Shoma Shop. So their prices, amazing. They can compete with our fragrance, because if our fragrance does not have it, I'm checking Perfume Online and then I'm going to compare if they both have it. But typically if one is out of stock, the other has it, or they're both out of stock. But I always sign up for notifications. I'm not hard pressed to have a fragrance right away that I'll pay a higher price than I need to. I will absolutely wait for a fragrance to come in stock just so that I'm not paying more than I have to. I've actually done that a lot before, so definitely check them out as well. Shipping for all of these websites don't really take long. FragranceNet, Max Aroma, I think Scent Split, and I don't remember Twisted Lily, but I know those are based out of like the New York, New Jersey area. Our fragrance is based out of Texas, I think Houston. They also have two like storefronts in Texas. You would have to look it up on the website to find out for sure, and I'll probably like put it down in the description box. But yeah, that is it for this video. All of this information I'm going to try my best to leave either on screen or down below in the description box. I'm going to try to be as detailed as possible because, like I said, I know how it is to be coming into your fragrance journey and to start collecting and not knowing where to start, where to go, what to trust, who to trust, and especially with social media, everyone looks extremely rich because they have so many fragrances, but I'm telling you, most of us are buying discounted. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope this information, this video is helpful. Comment down below if you have any questions, if you want me to go into detail about anything, if you want me to reiterate anything or explain something a bit more, because I know this video is just a bit rushed. I don't mind answering questions, so if you have them, please feel free to ask. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.